We need cultures that support ethics. Cultures that reflect on what's the ethic of what we're doing here, and the way we treat people. How do we stand ethically with this project? If you go to universities, that I sometimes do, and you talk to students today, they're the ones driving the call for a new ethic. They're asking questions about the line between means and ends. If we continue to focus on the gadgets, do we even have time anymore to think about the ends that we're producing? They're asking questions about the line between humanity and machine. If we continue to invite technology into our bodies through chips and nanobots and so on, will we have time to think about where we're going with this? Will we lose the line between human and machine? They're asking questions about what scientists call the law of unintended consequences. Are we giving enough thought to the future implications of present-day technologies? Or will we, as one French Catholic philosopher put it, build faster and faster machines to take us nowhere? It's the young people that are driving the search for the new ethic in politics and business, in economics. Students in universities in the part of the world I'm from have made pop culture heroes of academics. Ethicists like Michael Sandel and Deborah Satz of Harvard and Stanford, respectively, are now pop culture heroes because they're calling for a capitalism that serves us but doesn't define us. These ethics will be more important as we move into the age of automation. We need to build cultures of trust and of innovation out of trust. I don't have time to link those two today, but the King's speech was all about innovation. I mean, here's a guy who has no professional qualifications, who's helping the future King of England, George VI, to deal with a debilitating speech impediment. He has no qualifications, and yet he succeeds where no one else can. Because innovation in our age trumps qualification every time. I didn't say qualification is meaningless or not important. I think it is. But it's not so much what you know now. In a age of data explosion, it's what you can do with what you know. It's adding value to your knowledge that counts today. And you can begin as a leader to produce or inspire innovation in your team by, first of all, enlarging your own sphere of reference. Do you ever read books you would not normally read? Or pick up a magazine that's outside your normal professional interest? When did you last have lunch with someone that doesn't agree with us on everything? You see, dissent is not disloyalty. Someone in your team can disagree with you. As long as they have the best interests of the enterprise at heart, they're worth listening to. Who rocks your boat? The people who rock your boat are the last ones you should throw overboard. Cultures of innovation. Finally, and I know you like that word, finally. But do I mean it? Finally, risk. Cultures of risk. What an opportunity for South Africa today. You are alive in South Africa, I believe, in perhaps its most significant period of time when it comes to looking at a positive end. What an opportunity. Do you know that Israel today has more startups per capita than any other nation on earth? And the fundamental reason for this, according to a number of research studies done into this phenomenon, is that the corporate culture in Israel reflects the army culture of Israel. And the army culture of Israel is different from Australia, the UK or America. It's less hierarchical. Yes, there are generals and they're respected, but in the field, a private can challenge a general when it comes to ideas. Why? Because the nation is under a state of risk. It's under existential threat. And everybody knows, everybody must play their part. You can build a culture like that, not of feeling threatened or terrorized, but a culture where there's a sense of risk. We're competing with these other groups. We're competing to solve, more importantly, this problem in society. We need to do it quickly. I have a friend in Berlin who's working on a cure for cancer and trying to get politicians to support it. This is exciting stuff, but he is driven by this sense of urgency because he's dealing not with a product, but with a solution. Apollo 11 had a big effect on me as a boy in senior primary school, and most people don't know is that 3 weeks before that craft took off, a trial run of the landing craft crashed and exploded, almost killing Neil Armstrong. And I'm glad there were no British health and safety people there. I don't know if you have this problem. Health and safety to say, stop, it's too risky. NASA at the time had a culture which said, we know we're going to fail in this massive undertaking, so let's fail fast, fix it fast, and move on fast. Whatever your enterprise today, if you take that one thing away with you and you decide, I'm going to build a culture into my team that is, okay, we know we're going to fail, let's fail fast, fix it fast when we do, and move on fast. So what's the takeaway this morning, ladies and gentlemen? Technology is not destiny. The future is not a product of our technologies, but how we choose to use them. The smart age demands a brand of leadership that pursues cultures of meaning, giving narrative to what people do. Autonomy, humanizing the digital. Ethics, finding the right way of doing things and opening up for discussion on that. The common good, serving the broadest possible constituency in the community and the nation. And innovation, cultures of risk and strategic failure.